Hey, what's going on, guys? Mike here from Arizona. I'm actually doing the update video to the video I showed you on the acrylic aquarium that I picked up. Now, this is the all-in-one 50-gallon aquarium. As you can see, it's not in the worst shape, but it's a little rough. So we have some scratches, we have some hazing, and we're going to try to make this look as new as possible. I've never done this particular type of restoration before. I did do a test run on the side panel, and it is night and day difference from what we have in the front panel to the side panel. Now I'll show you. So as you can see, this one's clear, so I'll put my hand in there. You can see, maybe put my hand here, you can see there's a lot of haze in front of it where this one doesn't really have it, okay? So what we're gonna need is we're going to need water, okay, in a spray bottle. We're also going to need sandpaper. Now you could do this with a sander as well. I do have a sander, but I'm actually, because this tank isn't that large, I'm going to attempt to do it by hand. If I do need a sander, I will switch over to one. But what's important is that you get this automotive sandpaper. It's wet dry sandpaper. 1,000 grit all the way to 2,500 grit. You could even go as high as 3,000 grit. So for the polish. So we're going to start with 1,000 grit, mark our way to the 2,000 grit, and then we're going to polish it. And what's really important though is we have a bunch of microfiber towels, which I have a bunch of them there. And the microfiber towels should not be used, the same ones should not be used for every application. So when you do 1,000 grit, you use a microfiber towel, you don't use it anymore. You do a 2,000 grit, use a microfiber towel, you don't use that one anymore. So you get the point. Same thing with the polish. What we're polishing with, which gets you that clear result, is this Mother's Power Plastic for lights, okay? So it clarifies, protects, and maintains, and basically it shows you an example there that you go from hazy headlight to brand new. So kind of headlights are made out of the same material as an acrylic tank, so it's made out of acrylic. So we're hoping for the result that we got here on the side to be on the whole tank. Now depending on what happens, we may do the black part too. I don't think that's really scratched up as much as it just has residue from the prior owner. It looks like, I don't know, maybe some salt creep or something, but that's about all it's with the back. So I may not have to polish the back at all. I may just have to wet it and wipe it down with a cloth, but we will see. So stay tuned while I get everything prepared. Okay, so you can see that it's pretty scuffed up. You really can't see inside of it. We used 1,000 grit sandpaper first, and then we went to 2,000, and now we're going to polish it. So we're Alright, well I just flipped it and I want to show you, I got to, it's not done yet obviously, but if you can tell the top now is a lot clearer here. I flipped it over and you can see through there compared to down here where it's still scratched up. Now Now this is a lot better. It still has a lot more buffing to do. I'm going to continue to do this and I'll show you the finished result when I get there. But I just wanted to show you so far what we're up to now. Keep in mind, if you use the sander and you went through those steps of going through like 800 to 1000 to 1500 to 2000 to 3000 grit, you probably would get every scratch out of the tank. This I'm not too concerned about, because at the bottom where it's scratched the most, there's going to be sand there. It's going to be covered up, most of it, but the parts that will be viewable will be great. So that's what we're aiming for here. That's what I said the other day, that it'll probably about a 90 to 95% restoration, and this thing's still going to look great though when it's done, and I'll show you as soon as I get done. Okay, so we're almost done here, which is good. We've been doing this for several hours, so guys, I'm sorry I didn't film the whole thing. It was just really a lot of work, and I had to maneuver the tank a lot of different ways to get to it. But as you can see, there is a huge difference in clarity compared to what we had prior. So this is looking pretty good. Still a little hazy, so tomorrow what I'm going to do is I think I'm just going to go over it one more time with the buffing wheel, and I'm probably going to do a water test. Not necessarily a water test, because I know it already holds water, but I'm going to fill it up with water, because I think a lot of the hazing is just leftover residue from the actual polish itself, and of course I don't want that in the aquarium when I have any types of livestock in there. So we're just going to fill it with water, and we're going to see what it looks like filled up. It should be a lot clearer than before. Alright, thank you, and I'll get back to you in the morning. Well, after all that prep work, guys, here's the finished result. Tank is looking great. There was one thing that actually kind of slipped through, and it's on the outside of the tank. It's a scratch like right there. Everything else is like really minimal that you can't really see with the water in there, but that one scratch is there. It's not very big. I mean, compared to my finger, it's, I don't know, it's very minimal. So I'm not even going to worry about it. But again, it's on the outside, and the reason why I know it's on the outside is I can actually feel it with my nail. So if I want to, I can always go back and redo it, even with the tank full. But I mean, I don't think we're going to get any better than what we have here. This tank is pretty much completely clear. There really isn't anything stopping the visibility at all. I mean, you got some bubbles. And because of the way the light's hitting it, it looks a little foggy on the sides, but I'm not worried about that. And the sides are actually very clear, but I'm not worried even if they were. To where it's going to be positioned in my fish room, it's really only going to be visible the front viewing panel anyway. So besides that, guys, this is, oh, let me show you. I didn't resurface the back of it, guys, but let me show you how awesome this actually is. So we have, obviously, it's a sump back here, and here's my return chamber, which has the return pump, and we have where our bio media is going to go right there. As you can see, it's like a trickle filter. So I'm actually going to build trickle filters for this. I think that's the way to go. And then I'm probably just going to do a protein skimmer in here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get egg crate and create trickle filters in here, and that's going to be amazing for the bio load in this tank, considering the manna shrimp is going to have a big bio load because of the type of diet that it eats. But this is overall an amazing tank. I'm super excited that I was able to repair this on my first try, and I mean, you guys can be the judge. It's not 100% perfect, but it's better than I even expected it. So you guys can go back and look at the before and see the difference between the before and after. You guys have a great day. Comment, rate, and subscribe. I'll talk to you later.